would be see you would be expected to understand customization, configuration, testing, troubleshooting, monitoring, coordination with the basis and ABAP team if required, coordination with the client's business process and business scenarios, and understanding certain tools and application during implementation where you are going to use for monitoring. So as we go ahead in the classes, like you would be given understanding of some transportation procedures, landscape mechanisms, your team meetings, your team update, your the business between on-site, offshore, and off-site business, how the market happens, how the rollout works, how an implementation works. Because in SAP there are many kinds of projects. It may be implementation, it may be upgrade, it may be a rollout, or it may be a support. So any kind of project you should be able to work in that. Because if you want to work on a troubleshoot, if you want to work on a project, on a production support project, if you're not good in monitoring and troubleshooting, you don't have analysis knowledge, you're not going to, you'll not be able to work. If you're learning only customizations and configurations and going into the interview, you cannot. I have one student yesterday coming up saying that I could not clear the production support related issues because I could not justify the interviewer. But as for the implementation is concerned, I could justify. And in fact, he has taken the project training. He did not concentrate on the support process. Directly, he has taken only the implementation. He thought that they will not ask anything on the support project. So you have to be very clear on the customization and configuration part. That is, if you don't know the root cause. So that's the reason. Remember that my teaching works like this. Stage 1, it will first go into the concepts. I want you guys to read this TSCM 65, 66, 64 different documents given by SAP for certification. Uh, I find here is many people who go for certification, they are only theoretically knowledged, but people like you who are going to looking to settle in SAP career, you have to practically understand those steps which are given in those exercises and see the outputs. Many of the certified guys, they are uh, not really getting into the practical side of it, except those experienced guys. After 2 to 3 years of SAP experience, then getting certified, those people really have value for certification. But freshers who do certification to get into SAP uh, may not really be helpful, except exceptional guys will be always there in every industry. Okay, so and coming to this interface, I'm talking about pre-sales, sales, shipping, billing, right? It is part of logistics, sales and distribution. You can see this pre-sales part will be somewhere in this part of sales promotions, and in this sales also you'll have this inquiry, quotation, order, agreement, contract. So all the things what we are discussing here in a sequence you'll find till the billing. This is called SAP Easy Access. You can see this sales, pre-sales and sales are there in one folder. Shipping and delivery will come in one folder. Billing will come in one folder. There are 3 folders in a sequence, if you can see. 1, 2, 3. Sales, shipping and transportation. The last one is billing. So I would be teaching you basically the all this customization. This is a screen where in any part of the world, this is an IDS server. This is called IDS. IDS stands for International Demonstration and Evaluation System. International Demonstration and Evaluation System. So any server in SAP depends like this. If you can So if you can see this, any SAP server depends on your IP address, then your system number, then the system ID. Once you log in into the system, you can see this
Yeah, I can see that.
IDS, and right now this is the enhancement pack we are working for. It is EHP 5. In fact, 6 is also released. EHP is called enhancement pack. He did not change the version number, but he is continuously changing this EHPs. So I'll be sending you the documentation stage by stage. I'll send you the old versions and also the new versions. Because old versions are much descriptive, newer versions he did not give those points which are covered in the old material. He's assuming that people will refer to the older versions as well. Because you should have at least along with the newer version, you also should have a knowledge of the older versions, because the architectural strength is SAP has never changed. It is as great as it was 20 years back or 30 years back. Right. So when it comes to SD, do remember that this is called SAP Easy Access, where users, managers, your consultants, your salesmen, everybody will have access, but it is limited by their roles. If you can see this, every user will not have the same kind of you guys can mute from your end. If you can see in this when you want to talk, you can unmute. There is a mute option available on your screen here, this one. So when you want to talk, you can unmute and talk. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so you can see this. Every user will obviously belong to a certain address and his department. Here it is. See these departments here. IDS department, HCM. That means according to these roles, you will be limited in your screens actually. You cannot see all the screens because this is the training version, a training server, you are seeing everything. But in the reality, your user can always, so I'm Ravi Kiran right now, this is my user. Go to the change option. If you can see this, I am a super user. So like this, there are many user groups, demo users, guest users. Okay, generally developers we give this, right? But user with all operations is called super users. Technical user, that means ABAPers. So this screen, what you are seeing right now, this screen, what you're seeing, everybody will see these folders, but sometimes some transactions will be locked for them. It says that, sorry, you're only a HR, you have a role called HR, you cannot get into. Suppose he types this, there is a T code, something called VA01. So you get into this, create sales order. So when I have opened this transaction code, but in other case, what happens? People will automatically restrict. That means it says that, sorry, this T code is locked for your role. So as a functional consultant, there are three kinds of You can see this T code VA01. Somebody can lock it. So automatically, because I have all the rules, I'm able to see the screen. Suppose you are not a super user, you'll not, this screen will not open for you, because I have all the rights to get into any user end, stop his access, because he doesn't need to do that. So remember, as a functional consultant, you would be handling three types of data. Three types of data. Remember that: control data, master data, transaction data. Control data, master data, transaction data. So control data is all the customization, because every software, every development or every product will have these three sides. Control means date is a control, something called price is a control, something tax is a control. Is it not? It cannot be, you cannot tax all the customers equally, isn't it? You cannot have all products in all regions at the same price, isn't it? According to the volume he takes, the price may change. According to the distance he is from the source location, the delivery cost may vary. So that is how these all control things are called control data. But in a programming language, they will write programs, they'll write tables, they will build logic, they'll functions and all this stuff. But here, this is the product. SAP ERP is a product where most of these features are preset. They are ready to be used. As a functional consultant, you only have to rearrange and realign those basic settings. So SAP is nothing difficult to really learn. It is quite easy, because 80% is ready-made. It's always ready-made. Your job is only the 20% changes, and people in this world, the many people who are learning the course, but who are not able to make up their real footprint into the IT market, SAP market. It is only because I am talking about, I've seen thousands of people who have failed or who have come down, because I would have trained more than 5,000 people, but out of that I only see some 1,500 people who are successful. I will tell you the reasons behind those failures is because they are not consistent, and they learn it in a stereotypical way. See the notes or see the material, see the textbook. Always their mind is on the textbook, their mind is on the IMG path, their mind is on the T codes, what steps I'm doing. Don't worry about the steps. This is a machine which is ready to work whatever way you want. It has all the remote options with it. Your job is only to connect those points and get the things running. That's called business scenario driven learning. Every interviewer in every part of the world is expecting that business scenario driven knowledge from functional consultants, but the people are coming up with so dumb knowledge, they only remember the screens. You're not coming here, this is not a movie like where you'll explain me the screenplay. Don't do that. You have to exactly give me the settings which are required, and if I twist my scenario, you are able to should be able to change your thought process. That means that's the reason I have devised a teaching method. First, I want my students to be conceptually be very good. Second, your analysis. That means this is an ideas package he has given us. Suppose if you want to know what is sales order VA03, that's called display sales order. Don't go to create. Oh, can you mute from your end, Dharmender? Can you mute your microphone so that we'll... Yeah, thanks. 5405. So this is a standard order. I ask many of the people who are learning, who are got certified, who are trying for jobs. I say, do you know what is availability over here? Do you know what is this status overview over here? Do you know what is this document flow here? Did you ever try what is this header and what details you have it here? So majority of the people don't have the knowledge of these things because they order means they know, no sir, we know VA01. What is VA01? Create sales order. Slash n always you have to give for continuing. That means give an order type, sales order, distribution channel, division, create, click, create, save. We don't want puppets to create sales order. We want guys to understand how the sales order works, how it is customized, where it works. That's the reason I say you should have a clean understanding between control data. Control means all the things which are done in there is. Let me go to the start screen /n. You can see this tools customizing IMG. This is called implementation guide IMG. So they remember this SPRO. SPRO stands for SAP Project Reference Object. So go here /NSPRO, enter. So this is the IMG screen. So all our classes, control data, most of the control data, 80% of the control data is done in IMG. It's called implementation guide. Master data, I can create this is a new session. Logistics, SD, master data. So this is how you are going to products. Products means materials, business partners, conditions. Conditions means price conditions. Output means printouts, agreements and contracts. So it's very simple if you build this logic. Yes, master data. Okay, I should. But in the real time, suppose if you have 10,000 materials, you will not keep on creating 10,000 materials. There is a technique called migration workbench, data transfer workbench. We use the techniques to download that information into from an Excel file into the SAP system. So these techniques, when they're available, you also have to know as a functional consultant that every time we don't create it manually, right? There are some tricky questions in the interview. Okay, there are some 5,000 sales or customer details. How much time it will take for you to download that information? Some people will calculate, okay, per each one, if you take 2 minutes into 5,000 into 2, that will take 10 hours or 10 days. So you cannot continue calculating mathematically. It is, yeah, you have to say that it takes hardly in a background schedule for 10 minutes and the foreground it is going to take 2 to 3 minutes because there is a technique of downloading the information. Got it? So that is how you have to understand that some techniques are also available as a functional consultant. So basically this is one. So there are two screens. Close the other screens. CRM screens are also there. So I'm having two screens here. One is IMG and other one is Z-axis. So always as a functional consultant, you would be working on these two screens, right? So you doesn't need to work on anything else except these two screens. As I said, control data, and I also told you about master data. Master data is something this. After master data, you're going to work on this data. This is called transaction. Transaction means what? Everyday business, what you do at your client. Creating orders, creating contracts, sending quotations, collecting the bills, doing the delivery, picking, packing. So all these things SAP SD will do in integration with MM, in integration with PP, in integration with FI. So that's what you should have, that integrated knowledge while learning this module. Don't simply learn it as singly one single module. Even the books are talking about only because they should not confuse you with too much integration. They have made it simple for a starter. But to become a consultant, to really follow my model, as I said, first read the concepts very well, the materials what I give. Then stage two, you do your analysis. That means IDS is a standard model, business model ready to learn. He has given. So first do the analysis. You understand how the output would be after I finish my course. Now itself you can see. Because you should see the distance, right? Before you start something, you should know what is your objective. You should see the goal. So now every topic has an end of it. You should know in an end how it may look. Then only you'll get that interest to work. Otherwise you'll not know what output to bring out. Simply as a student, two three fields, two three things, small things you do, it will not help you to get a job. You have to get into the depth. You have to understand scenarios. So something like make to order, something like make to stock, something like mass production. That means according to the manufacturing business rules, the customization slightly differs. Your mind, your body, your logic should work with respect to the business, not with the screens. Because many people will say that, who come to me with around 10 years of experience in the supply chain or something, they come back and they say that I am not very good in computer related. See, this SAP is not something on the computer. This is a resource planning software, right? So a chartered accountant who says that I don't know anything about the computer, how would I know the business laws in United States? For his kind information, the accounting business laws across the globe, any country, they will not differ by their fundamentals. So there is a slight variation in the US accounting business laws. So he has to know that variation. And SAP also has come up with an engine called Vertex for US customers. He should know that limited thing where Vertex will calculate US, because US has a different taxation process. The city, state, country, like different kind of taxations they have. So because, and India is having a different taxation. For India, SAP has released something called SIM, country India. So like that, you have to understand there is a small variation in this product, but yes, learning this product would be quite interesting, quite easy if you are following this model. Understand control data, master data, and transaction data. The other the other thing is customization, configuration, and test the output. As simple as that, right? So you have any questions on the discussion we had today, Raju or Dharminder? No, I'm not able to hear you. You have to unmute your because your microphone is unmute. Yeah, now it is unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So I just have one question. I mean,
Yeah.
so far it appears to be good.
Hmm.
The lecture is and your presentation is good.
Okay.
So the question I have is, what is the difference between customization and configuration?
Okay. To make a small explanation between customization and configuration. Suppose you have your PC or a laptop. Your hard disk is customized to the capacity what an individual uses, isn't it? It is a
Yes.
customized one. It can be one terabyte or 1 gigabyte or whatever it is, right? So
Yes. Yes.
it is a 5500 gigabyte or 1700 gigabyte. So it is customized to the user. But when I configure this particular hard disk, it may not be suitable. 1 terabyte latest one will not be suitable with an older motherboard, isn't it? Will it?
It
Will it
is.
be
Yeah.
suitable?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the hardware configuration will not match with the older motherboards. That means, as a functional consultant, your customizations are is independent to the unit wise requirement. Okay, independently the micro level. At a macro level, if you want to finish the scenario, you have to configure. That means
Okay.
you have to connect your independent hard disk, which is customized, independent motherboard, which is customized,
Okay.
and automatically you have to configure. Configuration involves scenarios. Customization involves independent units, which will make this scenario.
O- Okay. Yeah, that's a very good explanation. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
analogy.
yeah. That's
Okay.
how it has to be, right?
So going forward, how does the session start? Yeah, you said you're going to give the material.
Absolutely.
Is that what kind of material is that? And are you also going to give any sample exercises at the end of the session?
The material which I give you after every class, there is an exercise given in that, and if you do it with an understanding, okay, whatever I would be following is the standard model of SAP.
Okay.
Okay, so for every topic, I'll be giving you assignments. Suppose if I'm finishing the enterprise structure, I'm giving you an assignment. You have to finish that.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I'll see that whether you people are in sync or not.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So Dharmendra, are you there? So he's on mute.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any questions from your end?
How long we get the access of
3 months.
SAP? 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And after this basic training,
Uh-huh.
can we get any project-based training or something like that to know more about the SAP methodology,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
some concept about all these things?
Did you receive any mail yesterday? I have. You have sent a mail on the project related because on Friday at 8 o'clock, on Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock, I have this discussion on how the project related activity goes, because that's a different classroom
Okay.
altogether. So on that day, I'll explain you about that. Friday evening, 8 o'clock.
Friday evening. Which
Yeah,
time?
8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Okay.
on that day, because anyway, you guys can join me at 8 because that would give you a project perspective. The many people who finish the course who are going clueless from many of the aspects, they'll come down and put their points. It will be good for you to again uh, making you understand not to do that mistakes what the other people have done while learning, because the basic mistake what they do is, uh, as I said, you have to see concepts, analysis, practice. You should not mix any of these three things. Each one has its own importance. Many people will do only the practice. They will forget the concepts. They'll forget the analysis part. Without that, only practice. It is like a class 10 guy doing SAP. If you are a qualified guy and who want to go into as a consultant, you should add value to the whole consulting role we given to you, isn't it?
So can you explain how is the value added? I mean, could you? I mean, maybe I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
So could you explain me how this value gets added?
Yeah. So basically, suppose if there is somebody is asking, you have how many? You have 5 company codes in your business. So they may ask you, then how many sales organizations you have? You will say for each company code there are 2. Then the definition fundamentally you also should not deviate from. You know, from a company code, sales organization is one to many. Okay. Suppose you forgot and because you don't know this one to many integration, you will simply say that under one sales organization we have 2 company codes, or sales organization is assigned to 2 company codes. Then it's a mistake, because your fundamentals are good. You will definitely not go wrong while explaining, because the other guys will confuse you.
Okay. Okay.
So that's where the concepts will really help. It's like our basic physics or our basic mathematics. If your multiplication tables knowledge is good, then your multiplication will be much faster than others. So same like that. There's no difference.
Okay. So to successfully learn it, what are the tips you said? Practice the exercises
No,
and
first
understand
do the concepts. Read like there is no tomorrow. That's how you have to read SAP's fundamentals.
And for reading, you're going to provide that material as well?
Yes, I'll be providing fantastic materials.
Okay.
You don't need to, and I'll follow my own method. Like, somebody says that my brother is working as an SD consultant from 5 years in some company, and he said that to learn like this. And you call another brother who is working for 6 years, he will give you another method. Okay, so obviously don't follow multiple methods.
Okay.
You just follow my model, because I've seen, I know the academic learning how it works, and I've seen the industry, and I have devised this model after seeing many failures. It's not successes I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right?
So then if I understand you correctly, read the material properly and understand
Analysis.
your
Understanding means, see, while
analysis.
reading, what I say is not theoretical. Open the system and open the material book. Do it simultaneously. That means
Okay.
without any practice, whatever you're reading, try to locate it in the system. Locate it. I'm not talking create it. Locate, because this ideas is already given, every topic readily executed. Getting my point?
Okay.
This topic is, suppose you're starting pricing, you see your enthusiasm would be how this pricing overall it works. It is not about independently what is a condition type, what is a access sequence. People are by-hearting that. That by-hearting mechanism will not help you.
Okay.
You should have the condition technique entirely, how it works, how the output is driven to you. So it's a mechanism what you adapt. It's an integrated learning mechanism what I say. Then obviously your overall knowledge will, because throughout your life you can learn on your own. That's how it is. Right? So let us catch up tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Okay.
So Dharmender, like, you're coming in the morning or evening, how it is? I think he's on mute.
So Ravikiran, can you give me your details then?
I'll send you an
give you my email address.
Yeah.
Do you have my email address?
I don't, but you can just put a test mail, so I'll respond to it.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Right? So let us catch up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you then.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Welcome.